I'm very disappointed in myself. Not for the act. I think there are millions and billions of people of consenting age that engage in activities. But to have your most intimate detail on the audio to be heard, I'm disappointed in myself.
You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I do.
This is your auntie talking to you. Take your ass and get your old out there that can love you old. You're trying to hang out with these young and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup.
Hello to all the fans tuning in. Grab your snacks, because we're diving into the latest mess Shannon Sharpe just got himself into. And trust, this one's wild. So get this, Monique is not playing around. She just went off on Shannon Sharpe like never before, reading him for filth over those serious essay allegations. And let's just say, it sounds like she's convinced he's guilty as charged. Monique been calling out Shannon's shady ways for a while now. And guess what? It looks like karma finally came knocking. Shannon really should have listened when Monique tried to school him. She told him to quit wildin' out and keep his business clean, but no. He kept running the streets like he was untouchable. Then bam, that first lawsuit hit, and we were like, dang, this is bad. But nah, it didn't stop there. More women started stepping forward. And now it's a whole avalanche of receipts. Like actual receipts stacked on more receipts. And if Shannon was out here thinking Monique had his back, he's in for a rude awakening. She completely dragged him, no filter, no mercy. She said everything, and trust, it wasn't cute. Now, word on the street is a lot of folks in Hollywood already knew about Shannon's wild side, and now they're chiming in too. One by one, people are speaking up, and the tea is steaming. Everybody's saying the same thing. Shannon's been out here acting reckless for a long time, and Monique? She's not even trying to defend him. She's speaking up, loud and clear. Honestly, none of this should be shocking. Monique warned him, straight up. She told him if he kept chasing after them super young girls, something real bad was gonna happen. And while Shannon never came out and said it, he made it pretty obvious he's into much younger women. Now it's all catching up to him, and the spotlight is getting hotter by the second. Now let's talk about one of the biggest things folks can't stop whispering about. Shannon and his obsession with white women. Or as Dr. Umar likes to call them, snow bunnies. Yep, it's become a whole thing because Shannon's always spotted with a white girl on his arm. And meanwhile, some fans are side-eyeing him hard, saying he low-key got no real love for black women. Like, he'll talk a good game, but you ain't never seen him actually with a sister. And people are definitely not buying it. Now look, we're gonna step back from making it about race in this case because the two women accusing him right now, both are white, and both say they were real young when things went down. One of the women, the most recent one, says she was just 19, while Shannon was 54. Yeah, that's legal, technically, but it had folks raising eyebrows all the way to the ceiling. Let's rewind to last year. Remember when Monique pulled up to Club Shay Shay and dropped some truth on Shannon? She told him flat out, stop chasing young girls and go find yourself a grown woman who'll love you right. She was looking dead at him like, let me tell you what Shannon needs. Let me live my life. But my baby needs a real one. Then she named a woman, Ella Doran, saying she'd be perfect for him. Now Monique? She don't hold back. She'll joke with you, sure, but she don't lie. But from the way Shannon was laughing in that clip, you could already tell he wasn't gonna listen. And here's the kicker. According to the lawsuit timeline, Shannon was still messing around with the accuser at the time that whole episode was filmed. Yep, still getting into all that behind-the-scenes action. What's even messier is that the alleged assault claims came after Monique gave him that warning. So if he'd just taken her advice and chilled out, he might have avoided this entire storm. But nah, Shannon's been open about his wild side. Even back in 2023, when Ochachinko tried to hook him up with Yvonne Orji, everybody already knew Shannon liked to keep things freaky. Now, in case you didn't know, Yvonne Orji is in her 40s and still a virgin, and proud of it. But Shannon? He wasn't about that life at all. He straight up said he was looking for a center. whatever that means. But let's keep it real. What he really meant was he wanted a freaky girl who's all in. And guess what? That search for a nasty gal might have been what got him tangled up in this whole mess. Here's the thing. Black women go where the love is. But Shannon's choices always got people watching him sideways. Like, this ain't even the first time fans gave him the side eye over a sketchy relationship. Remember last year? Oh, you know what I'm talking about. That whole wild situation with some woman named Michelle went down live on his Instagram, and people were shook. It happened on a random Wednesday, September 11th to be exact. Out of nowhere, a live stream popped up on Shannon's page, and let's just say, the audio, it was very grown. Not PG, not even PG-13. It was the kind of noise that made people stop and say, wait, what is going on? Neither Shannon nor Michelle ever showed their faces. But that didn't stop people from catching every little sound. And just as quick as it started, that live stream disappeared. Poof, gone. But not before folks screen recorded, shared it, and flooded his comments with all kinds of questions. Shannon didn't waste no time trying to clean it up. He jumped online claiming his account got hacked. Yep, he blamed it all on some random hackers. He even posted a message saying, "Beware. My Instagram was hacked this morning. My team and I are working vigorously to figure this out." But here's the thing. Right after he posted that, he deleted it. And once he did that, people really stopped believing him. Most folks said, ain't no hacker behind that mess. They saw it for what it was. And let's just say, the damage was already done. Eventually, Shannon had to quit with the cover-ups and just spill the truth. On his Nightcap podcast with Ocho Cinco, he finally came clean about what really went down with that messy Instagram Live situation. According to him, it was nothing but an honest mistake, a chaotic accident that got way too real. He said he tossed his phone on the bed without realizing it had started a whole live stream, right before things were about to get extra private. Instead of keeping it behind closed doors, it ended up out there for all 3.2 million of his followers to hear. Shannon said he was super embarrassed and disappointed in himself for letting it happen like that. But some folks ain't buying it, not for a second. People started throwing the word staged around fast, and it caught fire online. Shannon tried to shut that talk down real quick. He insisted that it wasn't some publicity stunt and that he didn't plan any of it. It was an accident, that's it, he said. Still, fans weren't falling for that explanation. Like, come on, how do you accidentally go live on Instagram and not notice? Especially when it's getting that spicy? It just wasn't adding up for a lot of people. And then the conspiracy theories started flying. Some folks began saying Shannon did it on purpose to squash the long-standing rumors about his sexuality. Others thought maybe he leaked the audio himself to distract everyone from something even bigger that was about to drop. And let's not forget the audio itself. It didn't help his case at all. People said his voice in that clip didn't sound natural, like he was acting or trying to put on a show. It all felt way too staged to be a mistake, and fans were quick to call it out. Whether it was an accident or a calculated move, one thing's for sure. People are still talking. You already know. When the internet catches wind of something messy, it runs with it. And in Shannon's case, the way he handled that whole live stream drama, it just made people even more suspicious. Like, if it was really just a random accident, why get so dramatic about it afterward? Something just didn't sit right. And then came the mystery of Michelle. Like, hold up, who is she even? Her name came out of nowhere, and Shannon's explanation didn't help clear up a thing. He claimed his assistant, Jordan, was the one who ended the live stream. But that made folks raise their eyebrows even higher. If Jordan had access to the phone during all that, could he have started it too? The math just wasn't mathing. A lot of people started saying Shannon was dancing around the truth. Like, come on now, if there's nothing to hide, why all the confusion? Now, stepping back a bit, Shannon's history with women, it's been messy, to say the least. But the real question is, how did we go from accidental IG leaks to full-on lawsuits? Turns out, this latest case ain't even the first time Shannon's been sued over serious claims. Back in 2023, he was hit with another lawsuit, this time also over alleged assault. And guess what? That accuser was another white woman too. Her name? Michelle Evans. Now before you ask, not the same Michelle from the Instagram chaos. Or at least, that's what's being claimed. but fans ain't so sure. According to the reports, Michelle Evans said she had been in an on and off relationship with Shannon for almost 10 years. That's right, nearly a whole decade. Things allegedly ended in 2010 after a huge fight sparked by rumors that Shannon was cheating on her. So yeah, the pattern here is starting to look real familiar, and people are finally starting to connect the dots. Now this is where things take a dark and deeply disturbing turn. Michelle Evans didn't hold back in her lawsuit. She laid out serious claims against Shannon Sharpe that shook people to the core. She said that one night, after she refused his request to have sex, things escalated in the worst possible way. According to her, Shannon forced her down, saying he compelled me to my knees, and then carried out a non-consensual act, despite her clear protests. She said she was frozen in fear, confused, and terrified that fighting back might lead to something even worse. The complaint alleges that Shannon, who was 56 at the time, then moved her onto the bed and assaulted her again, this time through forced vaginal penetration, while saying something chilling, that he was gonna make it so no other man would want her. It didn't stop there. Evans claimed Shannon started threatening her, saying that if she ever spoke out, he'd make sure everyone she knew would be used to destroy her. She said he warned her about ruining her life if she exposed him. She also revealed that she filed a restraining order against him, but said he bullied her into dropping it. And the story she told? Straight up terrifying. She said she was at home with her daughter in a ground-level apartment when someone came up to her door and shouted, "Shut up, Fin-B!" That shook her so bad, she dropped the whole thing immediately. She had her child with her. She felt completely exposed and unsafe. That moment, she said, was when she realized she had to protect her kid first. Now here's the wild part. This entire case flew under the radar when it first happened. Barely made headlines. But now that a new lawsuit is making waves, people started connecting the dots, and the internet is buzzing again. Same pattern, same disturbing vibe, and folks are asking why this was ignored the first time. Shannon finally responded, but let's just say it didn't calm things down. He basically brushed it off, saying that when a famous person gets caught up in controversy, all sorts of people come out of nowhere with stories from the past. He called it old news, claiming people try to prove some kind of connection to the celebrity just to get attention. But with the details sounding this serious, people aren't letting it slide so easy this time. Shannon's camp came out swinging, claiming that this whole situation is being twisted out of control. His legal team said what's going on right now is nothing but fanciful exaggerations and straight-up lies, shared online and in the media, with key details left out on purpose. According to them, this isn't just a misunderstanding. It's a full-on attempt to create a fake narrative to ruin his name. And they pointed straight at the Michelle Evans case as an example. They say when she couldn't find a lawyer willing to take on her claims, she filed a civil suit on her own, one they described as completely without merit. Shannon's side insists he hasn't had any contact with her in years, and they're standing firm that he's innocent. Bottom line, they said, Shannon's done nothing wrong, and he plans to fight back with facts, not made-up stories. Shannon and his legal team have been battling hard, especially now that there's a second lawsuit on the table. This new accuser filed anonymously as Jane Doe, but Shannon and his attorney went public with her real name, and even exposed the fact that she's an OnlyFans model. That move had fans raising their eyebrows like, wait, are they trying to shame her into silence? His lawyer claimed she knew Shannon was about to land a huge deal and decided to use that to her advantage. He straight up called it the classic definition of blackmail. Then he said she wasn't just some random woman. She was someone who charged people for role-playing and fantasy content online. What she does on OnlyFans is for money, the lawyer said. This is who she is, based on the facts. She charges men to play fantasy roles. But that bold move sparked even more drama. Jane Doe's attorney, Tony Busby, wasn't about to let that slide. He clapped back hard by leaking some private text messages between her and Shannon, and one of them was heartbreaking. In the message, she wrote, "I cried when you left because I begged you to put protection on and not put it in my behind, and you didn't." That text hit like a bombshell and had the internet spinning. Now people are questioning everything, from the intent behind exposing her identity to whether Shannon's team is trying to silence her by discrediting her character. This whole case is getting deeper by the day, and the receipts just keep piling up. Listen, I don't care what the history is, no means no, period. And hearing all this about Shannon, it's getting harder and harder to wrap our heads around. Things took a whole new turn when Jane Doe's lawyer Tony Busby dropped the real bombshell. Shannon allegedly offered her $10 million to keep quiet. According to Busby, their office reached out to Shannon on behalf of Jane Doe to set up a meeting. Several conversations went down, and eventually, they moved into mediation. Shannon was repped by a whole different legal team at that point, and that back and forth went on for over 6 weeks. But here's where it gets wild. Shannon reportedly made a huge offer during those talks, $10 million to settle the matter quietly. Yep, you heard that right. $10 million. But Jane Doe said nah, and instead of taking the money, she filed the lawsuit. Busby explained that if Shannon's team truly believed the case had no merit, then why did he make such a massive offer to begin with? And get this, Shannon's own lawyer confirmed that the offer was real and in writing. That part had everyone shook. Because now folks are asking the obvious. Why would he offer that kind of money just to keep her silent? Like, we're not saying Shannon did it, and we're not saying he didn't. But come on now, $10 million ain't pocket change. In this economy, either he's really got something to hide or he's terrified of what might come out. Whatever it is, it's messy, and people are talking. Now on top of all that, his team is being accused of trying to discredit Jane Doe by exposing her identity and past. And yup, they're also going after her lawyer, Tony Busby. But Busby made it clear, he's not backing down at all. He said their team isn't scared of the attacks and won't be silenced. Meanwhile, Monique, she's probably somewhere watching all this unfold with a glass of tea and the biggest grin, because she warned everybody about Shannon a long time ago. She tried to tell him, but he didn't listen. And now, look where we are. But y'all, this story is spiraling fast, and I need to hear from you. What do you think about this entire situation with Mr. Shay Shay? Is this all a setup? Or is there more truth to these claims than folks want to admit? Drop your thoughts in the comments, blow it up. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and don't forget to hit that bell so you never miss the next jaw-dropping update. I'll see y'all on the next